everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Anna Hines and I'm an aspiring sports journalist. This is my first YouTube video. Since it is my very first video, of course I don't have any questions from you guys yet. But I thought I'd do a Q&A style video, but answering questions I think people may have about me and my channel. Firstly, who am I? So as I said before, my name's Anna Hines, I'm 20 years old and I have just recently finished my degree in journalism, media and culture at Newcastle University. It's kind of a weird time for me because I technically haven't graduated yet, as that's in July, but I have finished my degree, but I'm waiting on my results. So it's kind of difficult to claim whether I'm a student or not yet. I'm just riding the wave and seeing what these next few weeks will bring for me. So what inspired me to start this channel? As I said in the beginning, I'm an aspiring sports journalist. So I've studied journalism at Newcastle University, and anytime I got any sort of freedom within a project, whether I made a website or a podcast or even my dissertation, I always chose to write about sports, particularly football or Formula One, but I've got a range of sports that I'm interested in. So that's where I really realised my passion lay in sports journalism. And then I started my TikTok. That was in October, it's now May, so quite a while ago. I'm now on 1,000 followers, which is super exciting and just crazy to me. But I wanted to create a YouTube channel specifically because personally, I love watching YouTube. I'd say I watch YouTube more than Netflix or live television. I've always been a YouTube girl. Even since a kid, I used to take up the storage on my iPad, my family's iPads, all their phones. Everyone was like, why have I got no storage? And they'd look in the camera roll and it was me packing a bag and then doing a what I've got in my bag video, even though I didn't carry a handbag around because I was 12. I'd sit there on iMovie editing all these different videos. I just really enjoyed creating content. Never posted it. I think I gained so much experience from that and the love for that. So when it came to deciding my degree, and I had to edit on maybe more advanced platforms like Adobe Premiere Pro, stuff like that came quite naturally to me because I'd spent so long as a kid on iMovie. I knew how to very quickly chop up a video or edit the sound. Now coming into wanting to be an aspiring sports presenter and going into the real world of sports presenting, I thought what better time than to make a YouTube channel to document not only things like show reels and auditions to become a presenter, but also to show the journey. There's lots and lots of presenters that I love watching, and I love watching their YouTube channel. There's especially younger ones who are maybe newer into the industry, have shown the behind the scenes of being in the industry, and it looks super fun and is super inspiring. However, there's no one, as far as I'm aware, that's in my position at the minute documenting from the very beginning of wanting to become a presenter. I feel like you watch the end result and it looks amazing and super fun, and I'd love to be there and eventually creating YouTube videos, you know, at the Monaco Grand Prix and stuff like that. But for now, it's me in my bedroom talking to my phone camera, basically explaining my plans. And even after this video, I'm going to be applying for another job, applying for all the jobs, and just trying to build my career. This job is not a straight, narrow path to get to. There is no A to Z. It's all about figuring it out yourself. So I'll be taking you guys along with the journey. And then hopefully there will be people in the future who are scrolling right back to this video from the very start and understanding the journey to help teach other girls or anyone who wants to get into presenting that it's not always easy, as I've learned even at the start of my journey, but the road will be so worth it when I get to the final result. But it's also about enjoying the journey. So what sort of sports do I like? So watching sport, I've been a Liverpool football fan all my life since I was a tiny baby. I don't remember making the choice. I always just remember being a Liverpool fan, wearing the kits around the house, full kit, shorts, shirt, socks, you name it. I did also play a bit of football growing up in school. I was on the girls' football team, but that team didn't last very long. The boys' football team was all the way through school, but for the girls, it was only 1 year and we only got taken to one tournament. And that's where I understand being a girl and wanting to go into sport is a bit different. It is becoming gradually more accepted for girls to be doing that, and it's brilliant to see. But I'd love to help inspire more girls to get into sport, playing and watching, and know that there's a space for everyone in sport. Since coming to university, I've also fallen in love with Formula One. I really enjoy watching that. My favourite teams are McLaren and Ferrari. As for playing sport, I feel like I played every single sport ever growing up. I was mainly a dancer. I danced for 15 years, from when I was 2 years old till 17. Particularly ballet, I did all my grades in that, but honestly, any style of dance, you name it, I did it. Tap, jazz, Irish dancing, street dance, but hip hop, I tried it all. And I swam, I played gymnastics, netball, athletics, I tried it all, I feel like. So I've always been very sporty. And since coming to university, I've loved going to the gym and just staying active, because since I don't dance anymore because I completed all my grades, I was a bit stuck on what to do and I want to stay active. So the gym I fell in love with. Since then, I've completed the Great North Run, which is a half marathon in Newcastle. I completed the 2024 one, so just last year or 10 months ago. And that was very difficult, probably the most difficult thing I've ever done. I crossed the line and said, never doing it again. And you guessed it, I have signed up for the London Marathon in July. I will find out whether I'm in or not. Kind of scary, but we'll just have to see. What kind of content should you expect on here? I'm going to be doing a mix of content, seeing what sticks. So obviously this is a Q&A video, a sit down video talking about journalism and sports. That's my main interests, but also a mix of vlogs. I've got a vlog coming out next week of my last weekend where I did lots and lots of sport. I included going to watch Newcastle Falcons rugby, working at St James's Stack as the social media ambassador, which is Newcastle United's official fan zone. So working the match day there, playing mini golf, going on a walk and explore, all sorts of sports. I love them all, and I feel like I'll play one sport and become obsessed with it. It happened a few weeks ago playing pool with my friend. We went and played pool once, and then we were back for the next few days playing pool every single day, and we were like, yeah, let's enter a competition, let's get really good. Things like that happen all the time because I just really enjoy watching and playing sports. And lastly, what have I done so far in my career while still being at university? Last winter, when I was at home in London, I went down to the Alexandra Palace at the 2025 World Arts Championships, and I was outside interviewing all the different people, and I thought that was super fun to see everyone's costumes and to just get to know people's opinions about the darts. And from there, I found a new interest in darts. I really enjoy it. It's so fun to watch. And I've worked a lot around boxing during my time at the university. So the first 2 years I worked for the university as a volunteer on their TV channel, commentating the boxing alongside other people. Then in my second year, I was hired by Fight Night Newcastle, who run the boxing event, to be an interviewer as a paid role, and that was super fun. I got to conduct 70 interviews as an interviewer in one night, which was tiring, but super fun, and was great to see all of them published. And then finally this year, so in my final year, I was hired as a solo commentator by Fight Night themselves to commentate as a paid role on the boxing. So I feel like I made a lot of progression in boxing compared to my first time when I sat there ringside and wasn't even really sure what to say. And I was the only girl among all the male commentators, but I was like, look, I need to put myself out there. I have a voice, I'm allowed to be here just like they are, and I have the right opinions just like they do. And yeah, from that hard work to then be hired in my final year as a paid commentator and the only commentator, it was a super proud moment for me, and I really enjoyed it. And finally, I've recently completed my dissertation. Let me read off the title off my laptop because I changed that title so many times, I can't remember what the final thing was. Media, Class and Accountability, the role of traditional and social media in shaping the legacy and memory of the Hillsborough disaster. And you can see that just there. And this is probably the proudest I've ever been of a piece of work. It's currently getting marked, so I'm not going to talk too much about it until I get my grade back, but I'd quite like to do a video more in depth on my degree specifically and how I found it and what really inspired me to take up sports journalism. I think it was in my first year, the first project I ever made was a website on women in sport. I can't remember what I particularly spoke about. I think it was to do with Newcastle United's women, if I remember off the top of my head. But I could talk about all the different projects I did through my degree, and my highest scoring to date was an 86 on my website called Pitchside Passion, where I wrote about football. So I feel like it's reflected in my grades when I speak about sport, because it's something I'm passionate about and clearly know a thing or two about too. If you're interested in sports or being a presenter or following my journey of becoming a sports presenter, please subscribe to my channel. It would mean the world to me. It's Anna G Hines, as is my Twitter, my Instagram and my TikTok, where I'm posting lots of content about becoming a sports presenter. I hope you enjoyed this video and stick around for more. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.